What's up, traders? This is Matt with Conservative Trades. Hope everybody's doing all right today. I'm ending the day down $81.17, a far cry away from what I thought I was going to end the day down. I actually thought this was going to be like a negative $600 day or more. But, we were able to make some pretty good moves and bring ourselves almost back to black. I'm probably realistically down about $130 after fees and commissions and all that. But you know what, guys? I'll take it. It's, first red day in the last 6 days. So this is day 7 and finally tapped on a red day, but it's okay. We've been managing it all right. And, one of the things that got me into trouble today, believe it or not, as you can see here on Boeing and JD, and even I think RCL, even at one point I was down, I was underwater. Of course, you're never officially down until you get out of the trade. So, but at one point I was down probably $300 on RCL, and I was doing my best to manage it well. And I did manage it well, and I ended up profiting over $100 on it. So I'm pretty happy about that. Apple was another trade that I took. I'll show you that one here real quickly. And by the way, let me pull out my studies here so you can see where I actually took the trades. Show executions. There we go. So you can see Apple here this afternoon was kind of making its way down, and it seemed like it was weak. I've been watching the SPY and also XLF all day, the financial sector, because I've noticed that there's been great correlation between the financial sector and a lot of the airlines and even the cruise lines. And so I kind of use that as my gauge today, which is why I did not take my losses in RCL. Now, Boeing, I had been down also on Boeing at one point, I don't know, $180 or something like that. And I had taken some of my shares off the table. I kind of wish I had held on to them, but hindsight's 2020, guys. Again, the financial sector seemed like it was weak today. But Boeing was going on a pretty strong tear, and Boeing can do that sometimes. It can kind of diverge a little and kind of do its own thing. So I did take a little bit of a loss on Boeing, but as you can see, we were able to make our way down and limit that loss to only a $56 loss. So I'm pretty happy about that. But getting back to what I was saying here about watching the financial sector and seeing how Apple was even reacting to it, although Apple doesn't always react specifically with the financial sector, of course, but I also had SPY up on another window, and I was watching that too, and it just looked weak. And so I think I took, how many shares short did I take? So I went 50 shares short. I kind of wish I'd went 100 shares short, because this would have been a much better trade. And as a matter of fact, you can see I could have actually gotten out with I don't know, maybe a $50, $60 win at one point, but I just wanted to let it work out. I thought maybe we could make our way a little bit down. I did see how the SPY looked like it was going to curl around. So anyway, I did get out here, and respectfully, I didn't even let it get up to break even. So I was still able to make. I mean, it was basically a $40 stress-free trade. So APLN was another one that I kind of caught here, and I caught it here, thinking that it had lost a lot of it momentum, and I thought it was finally on the backside of the move, and I was looking for to get down to these areas, but it didn't, and it came up, but I saw that it was not able to really rally and break out over the VWAP, which is what happens a lot of times on these low floaters. If they come around and recover VWAP, they can be pretty explosive, but it got rejected. So you can see here on this candle, after this candle closed, on this candle right here, as it came up, I went ahead and got in on it, brought my average up, and I just pieced out down through here. So didn't really do well. It's nothing to brag about here, but it was a trade that I felt like I managed pretty well. And this is just kind of a good lesson here, because like I said, oftentimes when these low floaters make these massive run-ups and they break back out through VWAP, typically they'll go. And if they don't, if they get slammed back down, then you're probably going to at least go into more consolidation, or maybe eventually get the run-up, or it's going to lose. It's going to lose its levels. And as you can see here, going into post-market, it's managing throughout the consolidation consolidation. So it could make, just a skyrocketing move upwards. There's people probably, well, undoubtedly still trading this. So we'll see. We might even come back to this here in a second just to check back up on it. But yeah, I felt like I managed it well. And again, stress-free trades only took 50 shares at a time. So I took 50 shares down here, and then I took 50 shares up here, bringing my average up to about right here to 1109. And then of course I pieced out as it came down. So feel pretty decent about that. Let's see here. So Spot was another one. This is one of those ones that Spotify was reaching all-time highs, okay? And these are the stocks where I always say, I never short into stocks with no previous area of resistance unless I'm starting to see signs of getting a decent pullback. And that's pretty much what was happening right here. As you can see up, it had a nice run up all day. I didn't even touch it. I didn't touch it all day. And look, there's a lot of good opportunities to get in for pullbacks, but I wasn't really reading it well, and I was too focused on other stocks, but I did notice this happening. And so when I noticed this and I noticed it got rejected again, I went short here at the break of the 9 EMA. I took profit here, and I was really hoping to start getting a move back, but it started coming back up, so I got out here. But, it was a decent little move, $23 for, again, a stress-free trade. So eventually you can see it broke up through the trend line, but then it came down, lost the levels, and it's just kind of been following in consolidation here. So ENPH is, I tell you what, guys, it started out okay here in pre-market. I was actually up on it. You can see I saw it kind of teetering around these levels in pre-market, and I was very patient with it, and I took profit here. Just really nice move here. It came back up, and I just added a little to my position, and I really thought that it was going to get continuation down. And one of the guys in the chat room was talking about, or one of the, I call it the chat room. It's unofficial. It's right here on the YouTube channel, but there is a chat section, but it's not a paid subscription chat room or anything. It's YouTube, it's free. So anyway, you guys get the gist. But in the chat room, one of the guys was talking about the news that was out on it today, and it's pretty bearish news. So something with I think it was some kind of legal issues or something. But anyway, I was expecting it to come down, but I had to get out here because it started to come against me, but I was still up on the trade. So I waited for all of this to happen. And there was a lot of choppiness in this area, And I thought, okay, well, this is a pretty significant candle here. We can see that it's been slammed back down. It's a red candle, and this may be the turnover point. So I'm going to get in here and see if we start rolling over. Well, as you can see, we continue to go up. So I had to get out some of my shares right here, right? So what I did is when it came up here, I actually added again, brought my average up. And when I saw it fail here and it came down, it bounced, I averaged again, thinking that, hopefully it won't, break up through these levels here. But it started to break up through them, so I had to get out. So anyway, guys, this actually could have been a great move. There was actually a time where I could have gotten out for, I don't know, maybe it was like a $50, $60 win, but I wanted to see it work out. And when it came up, I just thought it was being stubborn. And I thought, this can go. And it actually came all the way back down. And I thought, this is it. But then it got bought right all the way back up here. And I let it work itself out. I let it go back and forth. It kept coming down to VWAP and seemed like it wanted to go, but it just didn't. So eventually I had to get out. But then it came back down here later, and it looked like it was going to crack through VWAP and go. So I went short here, went short again here, started to go. It broke through all these levels back here, but then it came back up and I had to get out. So, and then I think I got out the rest right here. So, this was my Achilles heel for the day. ENPH, this was my Goliath. All right. So I wrestled with it back and forth. And, it kind of bites because, honestly, if I had just taken, first of all, coming out the gates right here, this was a beautiful move. Secondly, if I had just started adding here and added again here, I would have had a beautiful move right here, and my timing would have been impeccable. And the only thing that kept me from doing it, the only thing that kept me from adding, was that I was not really doing well on RCL and Boeing. I had a lot of red on my P&L at one point today, and like I said, had I taken it at those moments during the day, I probably would have ended the day down about $500 or $600. But coming back to ENPH, when it was up here, even though I knew that this was a good ad spot, again, I was watching these levels back here, on the daily, and I saw that it was butting up against these levels, and, and I just knew, these are good, this is good resistance right here on the daily, and even scrolling out here on the 5-minute, you can see here, I'll enlarge the chart a little bit more. Look right up here, look up here, look at all this resistance back here. There's a lot to fight through, and this is a perfect play into my strategy. And knowing that the news wasn't that good, I really should have added here. If I was really sticking to the strategy and I was really trading according to my rules, I would have added again here. And then when we got this move here, I probably would have at least pieced out a good chunk of the move and released the burden. And so I would have had an average of all the way back up here. I would have gotten out some of the shares here, break even on a lot of the shares, and I would have probably even profited, 40, $50. And then as it came up again, I probably would have waited to add somewhere up closer to here. And and then I might have gotten out here at the break of the high. That seems like something I would do. So if I was completely honest though, if you really think about it, once all was said and done today, I probably should have only been down about $60 on ENPH had I played it well. I think I still would have been down on it because, like I said, when this broke high of day, I probably would have gotten out realistically, and I probably would have added to my position here. So that probably would have still put me down, like I said, probably about $60 on the day, but I would have saved myself $100 is basically what I'm saying. And really then today probably would have been a, $20 day. Of course I still would have been down after fees and commissions, but you guys, if you're new to day trading, or if you're learning about day trading, and even if you're seasoned with day trading, these are the things that go through our mind as day traders all the time. This is the thought process with day trading. And, it comes back to what I always say to you guys all the time. And I think every day trader here who's been day trading long enough completely agrees that, it's all about psychology. It really is. I mean, we can learn, we can study, we can practice in simulation. We can learn about, the VWAP and the moving averages and the Bollinger Bands and the RSI and the MACD and the Fibonacci retracement tools. And we can look at trend lines and patterns and know where support and resistance is. We can know how to calculate how many shares we should be taking. We can know all of that. But if we're mentally checked out, or if we're not in control of our emotions, and if this stuff really starts messing with our heads, we're gonna manage our trades. We're gonna mismanage our trades, I should say. We're just going to manage them in an unhealthy manner. And that's kind of what it fell into for me today. But nonetheless, I'm very thankful to only be ending the day down $81. Right now, again, for me, it's about building confidence, guys. Today could have been a phenomenal day. It really could have been if I had managed my trades better, and if I had given even a little bit more time to let some of these trades work out, especially here on Boeing. I mean, this was just a remarkable move. I mean, look at this. I added here, got out some here, but then I saw this choppiness. I added again here at the top, and then I started piecing out. And if I had just waited to piece out, to down here, I mean, and JD was another one. JD, I don't even really want to talk about JD, but the chop fest, just chop fest, guys. And I was looking for a really good, healthy move out of this, but anyway, it's really frustrating though, just sitting here thinking about how today, if I had not mismanaged my trades, and if I had just kind of played it a little bit safer, this really could have been a $200 or $300 day. But if I had, let's just say, played it the exact same way, not safer, so to speak, but maybe just managed them a little bit better, I could have at least ended in the green to some degree. I probably would have only been down, $20, $30 on the day after fees and commissions. But nonetheless, guys, I mean, right now, like I said, for me, it's just going to be about continuing to build confidence, and having a small losing day like this still keeps me a little confident. What really hurts is taking a big loss. That's what really hurts. But man, I tell you what, I've just been having I've just been wrestling a lot with these markets. I really have. I've been wrestling a lot, and it's really just been a matter of just poor timing. My timing it just has been off. It just has been off. Some of these days that have been barely in the green could have been so much more in the green if I had stuck to my rules a little bit better, and if I had just timed the trades a little bit better. And so, to go through day after day like this, and just barely making ends meet on my account. It's and knowing that it's just these little tweaks that need to happen that could be the difference in a small green day or even a small red day and a massively awesome green day. There's just such a small just such small little tweaks that need to be done to have that big of a difference. But anyway, again, right now it's just about getting my confidence back, and hopefully we'll do it. Tomorrow's Friday. I don't know how the day is going to go tomorrow, but I'm hoping that tomorrow we end the week on a stellar note. I'm looking to do that. And so hopefully you guys will be back here tomorrow. If you're new to the channel, we stream live right here on the channel, Monday through Friday, beginning roughly around 9 a.m. We go through the pre-market list and talk about some of the trades we're going to be making during the day. And so would love for you to guys to join us. So anyway, guys, have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.